The series that you're trying to estimate what it adds up to is a series that looks like this. Great. And you already calculated S5. And so we will just write that down because we know it's correct. And now we are going to get the error. And they tell you that the error, Rn, is given by this formula. That the worst case scenario is an plus 1 over 1 take away the limit as n tends to infinity of an plus 1 over an. Now, that guy has to be found. It is a number. Have you found that number?
Yeah, I found that to be 1/2.
Okay. And so you got quite correctly 0.02604. So I'll just remember that's equal to half. Now it says use the formula from part B, which doesn't make sense because we're in part B. Find the minimum value of n so that the error is within 0.0005. Okay, so this guy that you've got up here, right? The Rn. We want this guy to be 0.00005. So far, so good. It's equal to an plus 1.
Wait. Do they want one more zero on that since they want it to be within?
Well, I'm writing down what they've got, and they want it to be 4 zeros and a 5. So they're telling me exactly what I want. I
have 5 zeros. Oh, wait, go on. Still,
that might be the problem then. Maybe you're doing it right, but with the wrong number of zeros. So 1 take away a half gets me a half. So I'm looking at essentially solving that. So far, so good.
So what's the R stand for again? When we're saying R of n?
R of n is essentially, it's the error.
All right.
So the error, if you use n terms, will be this, right?
All right. So then when you write down a of n plus 1 over 1/2, what is that representing?
Right. A of n plus 1 just represents that guy. 1 take away a half is a half. So I did 1 take away that guy, and that's where the half came from.
Oh, that makes sense.
An plus 1, since this guy is an plus 1, oops, is it a 5? Yeah, it's just 5 over n plus 1, 2 to the n plus 1. So that's what an is, right? Or what I should say an plus 1 is. And you want it over a half, so that's over a half. And you still want it to be that guy.
Yeah.
That's a bit messy, but that's the equivalent of multiplying by 2. So you're going to have 10 over n plus 1, 2 to the n plus 1 equals all that. Are you still with me? Now, what I would do is, you could do it by trial and error. Put in
Desmos.
All right, so if you use Desmos, you would do y equals 10 over x plus 1, 2 to the power of x plus 1, because we don't get n in Desmos. And you would do the other y as this guy. And you're going to get a curve making a straight line. And that guy there, whatever this value of x is going to tell me what n should be. Okay, so did you get an n value for that when you did it your way, or is your number wrong, in which case this is going to be wrong?
So I think I did it wrong.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to go over to Desmos, and we're going to find out what the real value for that would be based on your particular function. So you should be looking at Desmos right now, are you?
Not yet.
Okay, let me try that again. Is it Desmos now?
No, I see it.
Okay, so this one here is going to be 10 divided by, put a bracket around it, and then do another bracket x plus 1 and then I guess 2 to the power of, in this case, x plus 1 again,
Oops.
and then a bracket.
I think you need to fix that because it's not on the exponent. Oh, you see the 2 to the x.
Oh, the plus 1 isn't. I gotcha. Right. Okay. Oh, okay.
You have to put brackets.
It's a pain in the butt, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of pain.
Okay. We're comfortable now. We got it.
Mhm.
Right. And this one is going to be the 4 zeros. So 0.1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and a 5. Right. And obviously I can't see it. So I'm going to go here and I'm
Mhm.
going to change the y values to start at 0 and to finish at 0.1234 zeros and a 6. And when I click out of that, I should be able to zoom out. And it looks to me like I'm going to get that guy. And that guy
Should be.
is about,
Oh, so it looks like 13.
looks like 13 to me. So now we can return back to working and let's deal with that 13. Now, if the question had been, how many terms do you need? You would have said 13. But they don't want to know how many terms. They want to know what is the answer, which means that you're going to have to do S of 13, in which case you're going to have to find a quick way of getting S13. And if you do, it will add up to, according to what I can see here, 3.46565. And I'm taking their word for it. But S of 13.
What did I place down?
You put in 1.59.
Interesting. What did I? Oh, I think I have a 5. It's from 1 to 13.
Yes.
So I'm trying to see where I could have. So on my calculator, I did the sum, then I did sequence. I have a 5 divided by x plus 1 times 2 to the x plus 1 power from 1 to 13.
Now, did you make sure you put a bracket around? Well, I think these will be ends, won't they, in the one you're doing? So it should be.
Am I supposed to put a n in when I do this calculation?
No, you're meant to put that in. That's the formula.
So I'm going to try to see if I did something. So I have a 5. X plus 1.
Why x plus 1? The original function, the one that had n in it, not the one that had n plus 1 in it, was that guy, right? That's the guy that you're going to do n equals 1 to 13 to get S of 13. You were using the n plus 1 formula, which we needed for a different reason, but this is the en formula that we need now.
See if this works. So I get 3.46.
5695 if you keep going.
Yeah.
And that's the answer.
All right. So when I calculate for the I have to go back.
Yeah, you need to go back to the original series and calculate it from 1 to whatever number of terms you need to get the accuracy that they want. We found out in this question you need 13 terms, and so that would be the guy that we would do. And if you calculate that, you get 3.46565.
All right. I think. Did you add a decimal?
There is a decimal. It's there. 3 point.
Oh no, at the 5. I think they said to 5 decimal places.
The question said to an accuracy of 0.00005. So they never actually said 5 decimal places. If they wanted to, they would actually have called that one 4 decimal places.
Well, I thought, let me take a look at my.
Oh, wait a minute. Later on, it then says, write the answer. I'm just reading that. To 6 decimal places, which is why there's all these digits.
Oh, all right.